Welcome to another episode of KG Physique. This episode, I'm going to answer your questions. We're going to cover topics on ApoB, blood work, LDL, HDL, different compounds in competition prep. So stay tuned. Let's go to the medical disclaimer first. Okay, welcome, Brown Nation. Thank you for the ones who sent me a question through Instagram. I've got a few to go through, so we'll go through it straight away. The first one is from Daisy Unit underscore UK. KG, I'm from Birmingham, UK. I'm 39, doing 250 tests, 200 mast. Planning to stay on for a while. Liver, kidney, blood, them clean, but ApoB creeps going up. HDL down and HCT slowly rising. Doctor obviously says stop everything, but realistically, long-term gear users सबसे ज़्यादा tension ApoB, BP का होना चाहिए, yeah. Hematocrit. So the question is, what's more important, ApoB, blood pressure, or hematocrit? Well, all of it. HDL, HCT, ApoB, your LDL as well, blood pressure. This is why we do blood tests. I mean, this is the whole purpose behind it. I wouldn't say you completely ignore your doctor, but I mean, where you're saying HDL is down, HCT is rising, and ApoB goes up, like what those figures are, I don't know. You're saying your liver and kidney is clean, that's fine, but I mean, your heart and cholesterol is pretty important to look after. So, um, I would probably you'd need to look at sort of what your ancillaries are. I'd need to know what your diet is. Like, I mean, if you're on 250 tests and 200 mass, I'm guessing you're cutting, you're in a cut. So what's your diet like? What's your your body fat percent? What is your blood pressure at? Are you doing fasted cardio? Are you adding some good fats in there, like avocado, salmon? Do you get salmon in the UK or whatever the equivalent of salmon is in the UK? You need that. You can add things like citrus bergamot, CoQ10. Those sort of help. I mean, they're not going to make that much of a difference to your HDL, but they do help. If your blood pressure is high, you can look at things like telmisartan or nebivolol, or there's another one as well. But what was the third one? Actually, even amla extract can help as well. So it's a number of things, but I mean, you can't just focus on ApoB and BP or hematocrit. It's all of them. Now, your HCT can go down depending on how much water you drink. So if you went and got your blood test done and you didn't drink, say, a liter and a half of water beforehand, your HCT could be elevated, but that just could be water. And also then could be cardio as well. So number of things for you to look out for. But yeah, we don't just focus on one or two aspects. It's not just ApoB or BP, not just kidney health. You need to look at all of it, which is why we do comprehensive blood tests. But 250 tests and 200 mass, like it's a very, very low dose of, you're less than half a gram of gear. So I'm just thinking there's a lifestyle issue there. It's either your food you're eating or you're not doing enough cardio. So look into that first. All right, Arjun trains. KG, first men's physique prep. You're on Test Primo Mast. I don't know what numbers you're on. Getting properly lean now, but libido almost zero. Strength dropping and recovery भी shit हो गई. E2 low normal, prolactin normal, thyroid normal. इसमें hormone issue का है, बस prep में low calories, cardio and body fat की वजह से. Yeah, for sure. I mean, question is your libido is low? Is it because of low calories, cardio and body fat, or something else? Because all your other markers are fine. Yeah, pretty much. When you're in prep, deep into prep, libido does drop. E2, you're saying is low normal, which is understood considering the primo that's in there. Whether you need Primo so close to the end of prep, completely up to you. If you have a coach, check with them. You can get rid of that and just use test and mast, and it'll get your E2 a little bit higher. So that might be one option. There is an issue with your E2 being very low in terms of joint pain, and also affects your hypothalamus in the brain. So not good for your brain as well. Your mood and all that, you don't want to start feeling sort of anxious and things like that. So maybe you can drop Primo, but I need to know what how many meg of test versus Primo versus mass, like what's the ratio? But you could take out, I reckon you could take the Primo out depending on how low in fat you are. coming to the end of prep, I mean, you don't need the Primo. Test and Mast should be enough. At the most, you add a bit of Anabar and maybe Winstrol if you're lean enough. But yeah, I don't know if you need the Primo. So think about that. Check with your coach if you've got one. If not, I mean, again, let me know what your numbers are in terms of your body fat percent, your how far out you are, what is the ratio of Test Primo Mass, how much are you actually taking, so I can give you a bit better information. But yes, libido will be low when you're in a calorie deficit, very close to the end of your contest prep. So that does happen. But low normal is not a good thing. You don't want your estrogen to be low normal for a long period of time. So yeah, keep an eye on that. All right, next one wanted to stay anonymous. He's on 500 mg test around 16 weeks now. It's a long cycle. HCD 54, hemoglobin 18.1, and BP around 145 to 85 most days. Resting HR has gone up, but he feels fine. That's strange. You shouldn't be feeling fine if your heart rate's gone up. Is it still okay to monitor or your numbers per cycle stop Kanachi? So tell me you're not doing cardio without telling me you're not doing faster cardio. HCT again is the hydration thing. Hemoglobin should come down and BP from 145 to 85 is high. I mean, for people on gear, you're generally in that 130 to 140 range, but you don't want to stay that high. So you're not doing faster cardio. And you're also saying resting heart rate has gone up. You're definitely not doing faster cardio. You need to get up and do cardio. 20 minutes in the morning, maximum 30 minutes. It's not a lot, but do your cardio, whether it's on a bike or a cross trainer or you're on a treadmill, whatever it is, do cardio. Don't mess with your blood pressure and your heart rate going up. And when you say you feel fine, I mean a BP of around 145 on most days and a resting heart rate going up, you shouldn't be feeling fine. Like that's not a fine feeling for somebody on gear. Your resting heart rate needs to be around 50 or 60, and your blood pressure definitely needs to be under 130. 140 is like slightly higher. It's not concerning, but you're definitely, I can guarantee you're not doing cardio. So get your cardio up for sure. And then I'm sure these numbers will change. Hydrate as well, 3 to 4 liters of water a day. That'll bring your HCT down as well. That helps. All right, next one, Punjabi Iron. Punjabi Iron from Vancouver, Canada, running 400 Testosterone Primo, 200 Mast. So that's what 700 or just under a gram of gear. Results were the Chehe, very good. But bloods just came back HDL 27, LDL 162. Before cycle was 46 and 108. These are sort of Indian figures. Okay, so 108, 162, 162 is above the reference range here. Liver, kidney, normal, BP is fine. Would you worry about this now or finish the cycle and then sort lipids? So when you stop your cycle, yeah, your lipids will come back into range. So it depends on how far into your cycle you are. So HDL again, like the previous question, start improving your fat intakes. So salmon, avocado, olive oil, get those in. Um, the LDL will go up, but I mean, 162 is just, I think from memory, the Indian reference range 162 is high. I think it's just slightly above, slightly high. So it is high. Um, LDL, yeah, it is high. Your HDL will generally be at 27. That's pretty common. I mean, these things are. But what you can do is improve your fiber intake as well to improve your HDL. So things like psyllium husk, or make sure you're eating your vegetables. Cardio again will help. Always cardio always helps HDL, and then your fats as well. So see how far you are into your cycle. You're saying you're going to finish the cycle. If you're 4 weeks out, then yeah, you can push to 4 weeks and then sort it out. If you've still got another 8 weeks, did you say how long? You haven't said how long you're on this cycle. If you've been on it for say 16 weeks or something and you've got 3 or 4 weeks left, that's all right. Just finish that off. Otherwise, start adding your fats in, add your cardio in, and hopefully those numbers should come down. But if you're towards the end of your cycle, depends how far it is. 4 weeks, 6 weeks, what is that? So let me know what that is before I can sort of give you advice whether you stop it straight away. That LDL, yeah, LDL is a little bit high, so that's something I'd be concerned about. Look at some natural things as well. Fish oil. Fish oil is really good. Make sure it's high in EPA, DHA. There's a brand called California Gold Omega 800. That's a good, right? You get it on iHerb. So I'm sure you can get that in Canada. Uh, And then psyllium husk, so fiber psyllium husk vegetables, they're good at lowering LDL, and then yeah, get your cardio in. Otherwise, for more pharmaceutical drugs, you can go to the ezetimibe sort of way, but and statins obviously. But I don't know if you want to go statins. I mean, if you're about to finish your cycle, I wouldn't recommend any sort of statin for now. Again, depends how far out you are from finishing your cycle. So yeah, if you want any more clarification, just let me know and I'll respond on Instagram. Okay, Rohan X Fit, 350 test, 350 mass. It's 1-to-1 ratio at about 700. E2 has actually come down from when I was only on test. Okay, AI dose is the same. What is your AI dose? Mass actually lowering my estrogen. Okay, I've seen everyone said mass doesn't lower E2, so समझ नहीं आ रहा. Yeah, so mass doesn't lower your E2. Mast acts as what's called a serum, a selective estrogen receptor modulator. So it will impact sort of your kind of breast tissue where gynecomastia doesn't come. So it lowers the effects of high estrogen, but it doesn't actually reduce E2. That's more Primo and EQ that reduce your estradiol. So your AI dose, I need to know what your AI dose is, but you can half your AI dose. I mean, if your estrogen is low, you don't want it, again, it depends on how low you're saying estrogen is low. You don't want to drop your estrogen too low, otherwise you're going to have joint issues. So you can reduce your AI dose. The other thing is, which probably is good, is you can actually probably increase your test. I mean, how long have you been on 350 test, 350 mass? Because you can go up to say 500 test and 350 mass. Um, Obviously, there'll be more testosterone to aromatize, so that might increase your estrogen as well. Also, why are you on an AI? I mean, how high was your estrogen before this for you to be on an AI? So, a few more questions for you to think of, Rohan. But yeah, you don't want your estrogen crashing, and that's true. Masteron will not lower your E2, so there's something else going on. Reduce your AI dose um, or up your testosterone, but I'd say you reduce your AI dose. I mean, if you're getting results with 350 test, 350 mass, just reduce your AI dose. I mean, why are you taking it if it's not an issue? And if you're leaning out, that will help you keep your estrogen in check anyway, because that's another thing that helps with keep stopping your estrogen from going too high if you're a high aromatizer. All right, hope that helps. Okay, next one also anonymous. TRT plus 3 GH and fasting sugar has gone up from 88 to 103 and HbA1c 5.1 to 5.6. Is this because of GH? Was thinking to go higher in GH for my cut, but I'm not sure. So going higher in GH, firstly, for your is a strange thing to do while you're cutting because it's going to increase your water retention. Your HbA1c is 5.6, so just under. I think 5.7 is the top end of the reference range. But your fasting sugar has gone up to 103. So it can happen through GH, and if take your GH at night, but it's also then focused on your diet. So your GH will not contribute to fasting sugar going up unless you're timing it around carbs. Like that's where the issue is. And at 3 GH, it shouldn't be a problem. So I have a feeling your diet is not very good. So fix your diet. If you're going on a cut, again, 3 IU should be enough. You can go up to 4 IU and see how you feel. It does cause a bit of water retention and carpal tunnel in some people. So you can, I mean, you can go to 4 and still cut, but I don't know if you'd want to go any higher than that. See how you go with the side effects. I mean, there are, whether you get carpal tunnel or whether you have edema in your ankles. Uh, but yeah, in terms of the sugar side of it, where the insulin resistance does happen with GH, that's where you pair it very close to your sugar intake. So if you're having, say, for example, you're eating a high carb meal at night and then you're taking your GH 30 minutes after that, then it could be an issue. Not if you're taking it sort of 2 hours after you eat, or if you're taking it first thing in the morning before fasted cardio and you haven't eaten, that it shouldn't be an issue at all. And 3 IU is also pretty low. So I have a feeling there's a diet issue there. It's not so much, not the GH. I'd be very surprised if it's the GH. Check your diet. That's the problem. Okay, next one, lift with summer. 500 test, 400 Primo, bloods is HDL 31, LDL 148, Hematocrit 52, BP 138.82, everything else is fine. Is this getting bad or still okay for cycle? HDL of 31 DK, forget 30. Yeah, HDL is low at 31, but again, I'm fairly certain you're not doing faster cardio if your BP is at 138.82. We already went through the LDL lowering thing, so just skip back to a couple of questions and I've put in sort of things around LDL, like your psyllium husk fiber, all that sort of stuff. Hematocrit, same. Drink more water. Your hematocrit will come down. 52 is fine. It's not that much of an issue. But drink more water, and I'm sure that'll come down. But otherwise, 500 test, 400 primo sounds like a pretty good cycle. Yeah, just watch, go back a bit, and you'll get the answers for HDL and LDL. All right, last one. Rishabh lifts is on 400 test, 300 mast, 700. Got bloods at week 6. E2 is 68, but honestly feel fine. No gyno, no water issues. Libido be must have. Do I actually need AI or just leave it? High E2 number deke thora tension ho raha hai. No, so 68 is, this is picograms per milliliter, I'm guessing, for Indian measurements. 68 is just higher than sort of the high reference range. What you can do is probably swap your Mast for Primo if you can get your hands on Primo. If you have no gyno and no water retention issue, libido is fine as well, then it's okay. You don't necessarily need an AI, but if you do want to take an AI, what I would probably suggest is maybe aromasin. Um, yeah, you can take probably, I'd say probably 1.52 milligrams a week is enough, not more than that, to bring that down a little bit. It's the when your E2 is higher than the reference range, then it is a little bit of an issue. If it's, I mean, you're saying your libido is fine, which is also pretty cool at 68, but you can bring that down a little bit. I mean, the issue is more around your prolactin levels rather than just E2. So I'd say maybe if you can look at swapping Mast for Primo, that'll bring it down. Or if you want to stick with Mast, and I know Primo is a bit hard to find now, you can take an AI and look at aromasin as an option to bring that down a little bit. Um, or you could drop your test a little bit and increase your Mast and go 300 test, or keep your Mast the same, 300 test, 300 Mast. That's another option. So a few options for you to think about. Yeah, think about which one works best. But 68 is slightly just above the reference range. So we want it to come down a little bit, at least around 40, 45. If you can bring it a bit lower to around 20 to 30, that's sort of your perfect range. But it's okay to be at a little bit higher end of the reference range just for joint health and mood and all that sort of stuff. So it's not too bad. All right. Thank you for all of you who sent questions. For anybody else who has questions and the guys I've spoken to today, if there is still you need more information, send me a message on Instagram. I'm always here to answer. As always, no, there's no charge. I don't charge any money for this. This is just provided to you for you to watch. I hope you got something out of this. I will be back with another episode next week where I'm going to talk about ACE083. Until then, as always, stay strong, stay brown.